Hello everyone, welcome to Aviassembly with the absolute barrage of different sort of cozy games that we're getting right now. This might just become the king of the flight sim genre for these cozy games. I've been having a lot of fun with the demo and I'm super looking forward to taking a look at the actual early release that we have right now. As opposed to all of the big YouTubers, I didn't get a key. So I have to buy mine, and there will be a link in the description if you want to buy your own as well. So yeah, let's just get into it. If you're not familiar with these sort of games, what we're doing is we're building aircraft and we are completing missions with it. Very similar to games like Trailmakers and similar things. Just a little bit more simplistic, more arcadey, I would say. So we have our first initial cockpit right here, where you will see that we have a bunch of different cockpits available eventually that we will be able to play with, but not right now. And other than that, we have some fuselage areas, we have some wings that we are able to unlock eventually. Right now we only have the wooden wings and the tail wings. And we have some different engines available to play around with as well. More of the wheels, we have some electricity. These seems to be new things that wasn't really in the game when the demo was available, so I'm really curious to see what this actually is. And then we have some miscellaneous stuff, usually like fuel stuff, some air balloons and things like that. So, we want to build a biplane. That's usually where people start with this. To build a biplane, we're going to have somewhere to attach the upper wings. This is exactly what that is built for. So, hold on, there is a gap there. Okay, so, challenge for myself. If we build a biplane with only one wing, is it still a biplane? If not, we're gonna build a plane that doesn't have attached wings. So if we go with a wooden wing right here, we can slap that onto this guy. You can see those wings are still not attached to the actual fuselage. I call this the magic plane. If it flies. It would be really fun if we just load in now and the wing are just falling off the airplane. That would actually be hilarious. But I don't think that's gonna happen. We have a few different other things as well. You can see the center of gravity right here. I'm not a flight engineer in any ways. I have no clue how to work with this. So I just kind of keep it off and then see what happens. Once we need to go fast, I turn on the dragon, make sure everything is white. That's kind of all I do. I'm not an expert. Far from it. There's plenty of YouTubers that are able to tell you how airplanes fly. For me, it's just a magical tube in the sky, and I'm just happy to control it. So we'll put you right here. Those are some bicycle wheels, of course. Bicycle wheels are always the best option when you are building airplanes. That's just kind of what you want to do. And then we'll get some fuselages here, and we're gonna need a rear engine compartment as well. I was about to say, but a rear tire. All of these fuselages actually has quite cool options to manually adjust how it looks. It's kind of cool. So you can build really unique airplanes. And from my experience, the game is not super picky with you building something that realistically would fly. So you can do some pretty fun stuff. I remember in the demo we had airplanes that didn't have rudders. Bunch of airplanes with just two wings. And it just kind of works. Which is really fun. So yeah, that's an option if you are willing to play around with it. That looks pretty good. Few tail wings onto here and then we should be pretty good to go. Can I extend you a little bit? And then we'll try to... So the thing with the fuselage is it allows you to have more cargo. So the bigger fuselage you are, Here is English coming in together with some Swedish. So the bigger fuselage you have, you are able to take more cargo. And then of course the more lift you have, the more weight you're able to carry as well. So all cargo in the game has two different aspects to it. Either weight or... as I mentioned. Nice. That looks like an airplane. You wouldn't believe that I don't know how to build an airplane in this game, and I think that's like the strong suit of these. For sure. All right. Look at that, we have an airplane. And the important part with the rear tire is that allows you to steer. If you don't have a rear tire, it's really hard to steer while you're on the ground. So taxiing becomes a nuisance if you don't have it. I think we technically almost have the money for new wings, but not fully. So we're gonna go with the unattached wings. Hopefully we can still fly. Looks like we have the option to actually save here. The no wing plane. What just happened? It deleted something while I was writing. Yeah, it deleted my rear tire. Okay. I guess pushing backspace maybe deletes something if you have it highlighted, and since this was the last thing I put on, it deleted it when I removed something in the comment. Alright. So, the no wing plane, here we go. It's a huge lie. There is obviously a wing here, but close enough. It's close enough. And it looks like the wing actually stays on as well. Look at that. What a beautiful plane we have built. What a beautiful plane. So, blank space to blank steg. They're using my localized language. That's funny. Because I'm using a Swedish keyboard. And we are off. Full speed ahead. Fuel is like a siphon in the tank. But that's to be expected. Most powerful plane in the world. It doesn't even need wings attached. Throttle down here. We're gonna land at this airport. So far, this game is very similar to the demo. More or less the same situation. Super safe landing, by the way. Never seen something better than that. They lost power, but my plane is fine. Not an issue. Can you deliver 2 small batteries to keep the hospital running? Of course I can. Easy. Top left corner here, we get to select a new quest. So this shows us the map, which is pretty big. As far as I understand, there's going to be different biomes and stuff. We only had one available in the demo, so I'm really looking forward to see what that is. Collect small batteries at the wind turbines. And we get a little explanation mark. No, that's not what it's called. Did I just clear my inventory? I think I did. Can we stop? Okay, fine. I'll fly. Ah! I think I just deleted everything in my inventory. They changed the controls a little bit from when I played the demo. When I played the demo, I'm very good at landing these airplanes. Very, very good. Yeah, so apparently I didn't take any medicine. I can only take 1 medicine as well. Alright, let's refuel and let's get going. When I played the first demo I think I did a stream on it actually. They didn't have the option to have you control your airplane the way you do today. So the throttle was actually a button you had to hold in all the time. And now it's just a slider that goes up and down with control and blank space, which makes some bit more sense. We'll just turn off the engine here and we actually do a proper landing this time. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? A little bit bouncy, but not too bad. A little reverse thrust and we should be good to go. A bird flew into the wind turbine. Can you deliver 2 medicine? Yes, I actually brought 1. Is that enough for you? Thank you for the delivery. There's 16 coins. Wow. Throwing pennies at me for this, huh? We only need 1 more medicine. You better pay better next time, my dude. Alright. So, for our mission, we needed to collect small batteries for the wind turbines. We have small batteries here. We can take 2 with us. So let's just do that. This one checks off with a check mark when we have enough of them. And then we refuel and we send it on its way again. Full throttle, let's go. Lift off and off we go. Wonder if you want to play this with a controller maybe. Could probably make sense. You can see that we are missing a lot of power. I have to pull up almost all the time to gain altitude. Once we get some speed, however, that changes. And it becomes a lot easier to control. It's nice. Another Yeah, sort of good landing, I guess. Not the greatest. Thank you for the delivery. You're welcome. There's 25 coins. These are way more friendly. They even gave us some scrap. The scrap is how we are able to upgrade our airplane with research. I will show you that in just a little bit. We're up to 96 coins and we have 10 scrap. We could use even more batteries to keep the hospital going. You deliver 4 small batteries and 1 big battery. I can. Before we do that though. Ooh, what is happening? Oh, that's not good. What is happening? What is happening? What was that? It seemed like an earthquake. It did, didn't it? You check around the island if people need help. Should also visit the weather station to find out what's going on. Uh-oh. We got some new missions, I think. Weather station, we have it right up here. I don't know what island they're talking about. Maybe that's the island they're talking about as well. Not sure. Not sure. Alright. We have the opportunity now to go back to base. So we can go here and we can go to base. Or we can reset and repair at this airport. As I said, this game is very arcadey. It's not really hard. It's just really cozy to be flying around. And eventually you're going to get better and better airplanes. And it becomes more and more engaging. So, research. We have 10 scrap at the moment. So we have an opportunity to put on some new fancy stuff on our airplanes. Small batteries. I don't have whatever this is though. That is news to me. Small balloons. An air brake. A parachute air brake. Alright, is that a one-time use kind of thing? I have a cockpit right here. Small fuel tank. Tail wing. And another wing. There's a lot of new stuff. With, wow, glider wings. Jet wings. Very cool. Different fuel tanks. Alright. Alright. We might actually get ourselves a fuel tank then. That kind of makes sense. If I remember correctly in the previous season thingy. Actually, no. We need an engine. We'll get the upgraded engine. That will give us some more oomph. Very, very good. And then we have some electricity also, which is an interesting idea. So the jet engines now require electricity as well. Alright, so we have another engine. We can go into edit the plane. I don't think we have the money to actually put on another engine though. So if we look at engines, this guy is 300. Our current one is just 150. So we're about 50 off for that. What about the wing? We don't have enough money for a wing. Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks. That tracks. Alright, instead maybe we can expand our body a little bit, and that should allow us to then bring a bit more cargo. Make the fuselage bigger to fit more cargo. Yeah, that's the plan. So if we go something like plus 14. There we go. 45. Does that sound reasonable? Yes, so to some extent. I wonder if we have even enough power to make this move. I mean, if we're gonna mess up, we might as well mess up properly. So let's make it 50. We don't have the money for 50. So we do 45. Maybe do 40 then. Usually things are about 10 in size. Weight is usually not that big in issues. At least in the early game like this from the demo. So we're gonna go with a 40 sized airplane. That looks really good. I gotta say, that looks really good. We know how to build airplanes. Since we're now fairly deep into this, let's make sure we're flying a purple airplane as well. Can we make it like a darker shade of purple? What about an even darker shade of purple? There we go. That's a good amount of purple. Definitely need a decent amount of purple shade airplanes. We can even make the wheel purple. Very nice. Purple airplane with attached wings. Sounds like something they sell at McDonald's. Alright. So we should be able to take 4 of those batteries now. They took 10 each. You also need a medicine. So we'll hop over here. We'll get the medicine for him. And then we'll bring the battery back to the hospital. We don't have any mission yet for the weather station, but that'll be fine. Alright. Let's see if we can get liftoff. We can. We don't have as much power right now, though. Speed is kinda decreasing as we continue here. Which is not the end of the world, but... Oh, look, they have birds nowadays, well. Okay, here we're coming in for a landing. You don't necessarily need to land on the airport, to be honest. You can kind of land a little bit where you want. Just don't run into buildings and you're probably fine. Alright. We landed. We actually have half fuel left. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. We take some medicine. Did we take more of one than one? I don't think we should. I don't think we should. Or we just do it because we're not paying anything for the resources. So if they don't want more medicine after this, I know sometimes they ask for things in like batches. So they might ask for more medicine when we have delivered this. And if they don't do that, we can just clear the inventory. We haven't paid for it anyway. It's the perfect version of waste. Let off on the throttle here, and we're gonna lightly cruise down into this broken forest of wind turbines. Nice little landing there, some reverse thrust, and we are stopped. Thank you for the medicine. 29 coins, that sounds better, my dude. Thank you. Still don't have enough money for the extra stuff we wanted. The earthquake destroyed 2 of our wind turbines. Also, I also go injured. Okay, English, a little bit. I also go injured during the earthquake. I'm guessing there's a T missing there. You get 3 medicine and 2 tools. I have 1 already. Thank you for the delivery. Here's 16 coins for the effort. We only need 2 more medicine. Very nice. That's 86 coins. And we can load up on new batteries. They need big batteries as well, but we don't have the cargo for that. We don't have the cargo for that. So let's take the small batteries. I don't know how many they needed. 4 maybe? Was it? 4 small batteries, yep. So if we do that, we can refuel. Full speed ahead. And let's see if we are able to lift off with these extra batteries as well. Weight is simulated in this game to some extent. So the fact that we don't have a crazy amount of power right now is kind of making it struggle to fly a little bit. Thank you for the small batteries. Here are 45 coins for the effort. Appreciate it. Thank you. That almost gives us the money that we need for the upgraded engine if we wanted to. What else do we need? We need big batteries here. I don't have a way to deliver those at the moment. You still need 2 medicines, so we can bring 2 medicines with us. That's fine, and then we can go... tools, I still don't really know what there are. Looks like they come from the lumber camp, which is very far away. So we've done these small hops up until now. And this is like 3 times the distance. So we might actually need a fuel tank before we can do that trip. But in the meantime, let's get back to the wind turbines with this medicine that we have right here. Yeah, the airplane is handling fairly well once you get closer to 100 in speed. Static, can you hear me? Signal lost, adjusting. What is happening? What is happening? Do we have a mystery on our hands? I'm up for a mystery. There we go. Thank you for the medicine. Here are 54 coins for the effort. All right, before we go and put on a better engine or maybe another biplane wing, I want to go and take a look at this weather station right here. Let's see what that is all about. Right, just landed at the weather station. They're saying we're gathering data about the earthquake, but unfortunately our building has become unsafe due to tremors. Could you help by delivering materials to reinforce it? We could. We could. What exactly do you need? We need lumber and wood logs. I think both of those were up here, right? Yeah. So I think the majority of what we need now is bigger things. Or from all the way up here. Which is interesting. Which is very interesting. I think we are going to go back then and get some upgrades to our ship. So let's go back to the base. I don't think we have anything for research, so the only thing that we can really do here is to start editing our airplane. Alright, we're getting to the point in this game where things are starting to become stupid. We have a very large airplane here. I wonder, can you make the airplane just wider? What if I just take you guys and we just make you bigger? Could I do that? What if I bring you in and then we widen this? Just like that. Because I think that also gives us... That is 75 actually, that is significantly better. Yeah, and then we just make this guy wider as well. There should be a way for you to just match up things. That would be the optimal way of doing it, I think. Oh, I don't have the money for that. That's why it's complaining. Okay. Then let's drag you in a little bit. We get some money back. And then we should be able to expand you to be a bit bigger. That is too big though. Why is it doing that? Alright, then we can bring you in a little bit. Maybe it's too wide. Maybe it's just a little bit too wide. What if we minimize these guys just a smidge here? That looks fairly alright. And then we'll just put these back. It's here. Okay, I thought they were mirrored automatically. Why are you here? That is one chubby looking airplane, I have to say. I like it. Okay. Okay. I think we're onto something. 67 points now. So if we wanted to, we could actually make it even one step smaller. And that would still give us because we need 55, I think, to be able to... Yeah. If we do that, it looks absolutely dumb. I love it. And then we'll just go... you should be mirrored onto there. We still have some coins left. Okay. Just to make sure that everyone knows that this airplane is special and different, made sure to put some weird colors on it and give it a little bit of a bump in the back, you know. Everybody likes a little bump in the back every now and then. So this should allow us to bring those big batteries. They need 55, I think. As long as this poor engine can hold up, we should be good to go. We're really close to the next engine. We need 300. This is 150, so we technically have 252 points at the moment. We're gonna need another 48, and then we can get the extra engine as well. If we really need to, we can get actually more thrust out of 2 of the wooden engines, but we'll look into that when we get to it. So let's see if this guy is willing to fly. He's looking very interesting, I have to say. It's a very interesting looking airplane. We can already see on the back wheel here, actually, that it's clipping in a little bit in the ground. That's usually an indication in this game that you're kinda pushing it a little bit too far. So we'll see what happens when we put some weight on this. I do not have the lift to do this. Yeah, not even close. Okay, this is technically an airplane, but it's mostly just flying on the ground, to be honest. So, we're fine. We'll get there. It'll just be a little bit of a bumpy ride. It's not a big issue. It's not a big issue. And the good part is that we never have to actually release the throttle, more or less, ever. Unless we want to actually stop. There's no risk that we have too much power at any point. So we'll just go here. As soon as we can, I will refuel and we're gonna go further. Because they don't need any medicine over there. Just barely enough to clear the treetops there, and let's see how we can do with this battery here. Hopefully we should be alright. Bit of a rough landing, but that's fine. Put the reverses on and refuel, and let's go. So 55 coins. It's 4 extra weight though. That is another 33% on our airplane. And our tires are literally in the ground. And there it goes. We load too heavy. Indeed. Do we even have enough oomph to do this? What we could do is we could actually lower the amount of this airport reset and repair. That way, which direction are we pointing now? I don't know. Oh, that tire just instantly exploded. Okay. We're gonna have to turn around. So my idea is that we do this. Reset and repair. We'll just slam it into Go Town and hope that we can get enough lift to keep the rear tire alive. We still have the battery, so that's good. And then we'll try to lift off. Lift off, please. I don't know how we survived that, but we did. We got some scraps for that as well. Yeah, we don't have the lift for this, man. This is stupid. But I mean, we can probably do this. It's fine. It's now a airplane on the ground. Wheel load too heavy. What do you mean? You have already destroyed my wheels. Yeah. All right. That's unfortunate. So to do this, we kind of need to turn around and go the opposite direction then. It seems like, because we're pointing in the wrong direction to where we actually want to go. And we already have the cargo, right? No, we do not. Okay. Then let's bring ourselves down the highway and let's try to go in the opposite direction. And hopefully one of these batteries pays enough for us to get the extra wings. Because yeah, we're gonna need an extra wing, or we're gonna need some extra power here, preferably both. And then we'll just get a big battery and we'll send it as quickly as possible. I did not refuel. If we can get up speed enough so we're at like 70 something, I think we have enough to lift off. Just barely. Come on. Come on, airplane. You're supposed to fly. Thread the needle. Yeah, we're doing it. So who needs tires anyway? There we go. Thank you for the delivery. Here's 82 coins. That's perfect. We only need one more big battery. Cool. So what we need then is we need way more power and lift. So let's go back and let's put on some more stuff. Good amount of lift on this tail wing as well. Does that make sense? Let's go with the tail wing there. I think that would probably be good. And then we go and edit our airplane and let's see if we can make this thing actually fly. Alright, we have blessed ourselves with an extra pair of wings. We're officially flying a biplane. I don't know what to call this one. The biplane, maybe? B-plane? Let's see if we can lift off, if this is the extra little bits that we needed, or if we actually need a better engine as well. Seems like this is flying a lot better. We're lifting off at like 50 now. We don't have the engine power to actually do a heavy climb or anything like that, so weight is going to still be an issue for us. But it flies significantly better. So let's get this last battery delivered. And let's see if we can get that done. I wasn't able to put on the rear wing that we had. Reason for that was quite simple actually. It was too expensive. We don't have the coins for it. We're missing the coinage. Go here, reverse a little bit until we can refuel, and then we'll just send it again. Significantly better flying this way. We're up to 60 so we can lift off. Flying with the birds. The eagles. Those are protected in America. Does that mean that you're committing a crime if you fly into one with an airplane? Even if it's not intended? Let me know in the description down below. Or I mean in the comments, I guess. You have a hard time controlling the subscription. I'll do that. We'll get some batteries. Hope that our wheels do not just implode. And we'll just floor it. The trick you can do there, as you are accelerating, you can just spam the refuel button. And that will be pretty good. Alright. 60 speed. Still cannot lift off. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Lift, 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 lift. Ah! Ah! Okay. Yes, correct. Weight is an issue. Weight is an issue. I think we're stuck here. I think we're stuck here. Well, it was a good run. It was a good run. If there is some place where it makes sense to end the episode, I think this is it. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you make it further than I did, let me know in the comment section down below. Click that subscribe button and there might be more of this kind of stuff. I enjoy this game. This is fun. I really like the demo. This game just continues on what the demo does. So, yeah. Join me in the next episode. And until then, bye-bye, everyone.